Hello, everyone. I'm YK2012, founder of the Upland Guide. I'm here with Mucida, who is the founder or manager of Upland Brazil. He recently won Player of the Year, and I'm excited to have him on this channel. And we're going to talk a little bit about Mucida, about Brazil, about the Brazilian community in Upland, and let's get into it. So, welcome to the channel, Mucida. It's great to have you here, and congratulations on winning Player of the Year.
Thank you, Y2K, to invite me here. It's a pleasure talk to you and explain more about our community.
Great. So, can you start by telling me a bit about yourself and how you started to play Upland? We know that during Genesis Week, Upland announced that the first city outside of the US is going to be Rio de Janeiro. And just a couple of days ago, they announced another big announcement with partnership with FC Porto, which is in Portugal. So there's this connection here, possibly between the country of Brazil and the country of Portugal, where both of you are native Portuguese speakers. So that's also something really exciting for your Brazilian community. So go ahead and tell us a bit
Yeah.
about yourself.
Okay. Yeah, that's exciting because Portugal is we are very friendly with Portugal because we speak the same language. And by the way, we have a lot of players from Portugal on my Brazilian channel, so you are already making things together.
These are
And
new players that have joined in the last couple of days, or these are people,
well, we
older
have some.
Uplanders.
Yeah, we have older blenders and now a lot of new ones because Porto
Great.
and
Yeah.
this big news. But about me, I'm 35 years old. I'm a software engineer. I'm doing my PhD. I was a professor for 7 years, and I started my YouTube channel because I like a lot to teach stuffs. And but I quitted the this job, the teaching,
Oh, wow.
because
That's a big
to
step.
have more time. Yeah, to have more time for Upland.
Great. Well, I wish you a lot of success with that. That's absolutely a big step in leaving a safe job for what's still seen as a very small community and a very developing game and industry. So there is a lot of risk in that, and I wish you a lot of luck.
Yeah, no, thanks. That's a lot of risk, but we have to take them sometimes.
Yep,
Yeah,
I
yeah, we live in Upland a lot.
I agree with you. Myself as well. Both of us create a lot of content, and I appreciate how much time it does take, and it takes a lot of time for me too. But we really do believe in this game, and we are also a part of its growing success. So it's definitely exciting to be a part of something like this.
For sure. Yes, I mean, I'm almost going all in in
Yeah,
Upland. I need to finish my PhD first.
yeah, yeah. If you invested all that time to the PhD, then definitely you gotta see it through. Yep,
Yeah.
that's exciting. So tell us a little bit about the Brazilian upland community. Most of you, I'm sure, speak primarily Portuguese, so you guys have your own Discord server. How do you guys communicate?
Yes, maybe a lot of players they don't know much Brazilian players because we have our own Discord server. Because in the official Discord server we have only the Portuguese channel, so it's not not good. And in our channel we have everything, and we have more than 100, more than 1,200 people there. I
Oh,
think
wow.
today, yeah, it's and some port people from Portugal also, and the majority of them, like 95%, maybe they don't know how to speak English. So that's why we can't see a lot of players interacting in the official Discord. So we are there all the time speaking in Portuguese. It's like a safe place there. And but we have a lot of players. I talked with Dirk. I think Brazil is the second country in number of players in Upland already.
Oh, wow.
So
That's
we
impressive.
haven't.
So that makes sense that maybe they would start moving there after the United States. That's really exciting. I can I can really appreciate how your community is extremely reliant on you as one of the primary content creators there, because I know that even with the English speakers, sometimes reading some of Upland's announcements, if you're not 100% involved in the game and you don't know what all of these different features are and what you can do, it's can be
Uh,
somewhat difficult to understand those announcements and some of the things that Upland discusses. So that's even I see that with the English speakers now. With someone who isn't a native English speaker, that must be extremely difficult for them to really get involved in the global upland community. But I think that what Upland's vision is really to have your local communities, like the Americans,
yes.
and they will primarily maybe want to stay in the United States because of the types of brand partnerships they have there. I'm sure that with the brand partnerships that they're going to be creating in Brazil,
Hmm.
it will be very local. Now, up until now, we've seen the only partnership being with the NFL Players Association. So if you want to get involved with the legits, that's the only thing that you can buy. So how do you guys get involved with legits? Are you just waiting, or how do you see this? What do these new brand partnerships with FC Porto, which maybe you don't know much about that club, but maybe you guys are speculating as to what kind of partnerships they might come up with for you Brazilians. So
Hmm.
how do you navigate those types of things in the game?
Yeah, so legends, they are primarily speculations here in Brazil because I mean I don't know anything about NFL, but I have some legends just to try to I try to understand that I have to create content about that. So I bought some, but it's not common.
Hmm.
But with soccer, it's a totally different thing.
Yeah, you
Even
guys
from Porto,
love
yeah,
soccer. Yeah.
yeah. So we watch a lot of soccer from Europe, so Porto is very known here also, and it's very exciting because it's Porto, but maybe they are going to have more clubs there, like Champions League,
Hmm.
maybe or something like that. So we are very excited about soccer. It's just one club right now, but I mean soccer. So we are going to buy some legends now.
Good. And aside from soccer, is there anything other sports related that you would be excited to see that is very popular in Brazil? Tell us a little bit more about Brazil as a country. Everyone is very excited about Rio as being the first city outside of the US that will be open. But tell us a little bit more about Brazil as a country for people who may not know much about it.
No, yeah, I think the the word that can describe Brazil better is diversity because we have people from everywhere. We have uh, good good players in almost every sport, but soccer is the most important one. But we have a good team in volleyball and handball, uh, racing like F1. We had Ayrton Senna, one of the best ever. Uh, so we have people from everywhere. We have people, the tall people, small people. So we have all kinds of um, what's the name, physics stuff to play all the kind of sports. So sports here is very common. We like a lot. It's a summer country, so we practice a lot of sports. So soccer is the most important one, and maybe volleyball is the second one. But Brazil is I mean Rio, you're gonna see a lot of diversity on Rio also because at the same time we have a very beautiful buildings there, very beautiful neighborhoods, and also very poor families living like aside the side of this very beautiful neighborhood. We have a
Right. There's
very
a lot
poor
of
neighborhood.
poverty there as well.
Yeah,
The wage and the living standards are very, very extreme. Yeah.
yes, but the city is very very beautiful. Even sometimes the families that they don't have a lot of money, they live in the mountains in Rio. But the mountains they have the most beautiful view, so
Right. Yes,
they
you have
are
the
like
Church
they
of
have the view.
the Church of the Redeemer. If someone's not familiar with that, that is definitely going to be a landmark in Upland for sure. But Google Church
Yeah,
of the Redeemer, and just from there you can see some amazing pictures of Rio.
yeah, and Rio was and is the one of the most important cities here in Brazil. So we have a lot of historical things because Rio is very old in Brazil, and we have historical buildings. We have new buildings. I mean, downtown we have the new downtown and the old downtown. They are both great, and downtown are like downtowns. All cities we go to
Right.
downtowns.
Yeah.
Yeah, and here we have two.
Two downtowns. Okay.
Yeah, two
Good.
downtowns.
Good to know. You heard that here first. There are two downtowns in Rio, so try and get both of them, I guess. Great. Now, I'm sure there's going to be a lot more talk and a lot more content creators creating things about Rio. But if there was a second city, I'm sure there will be a second city to be opened up in Brazil. What do you think that second city would be and why?
Probably Sao Paulo because it's one of the biggest cities in the world. But I mean, it's too big. Maybe it's too big for Upland, but it's the most important economically economical speaking. It's very important. It's the richest. It's a hard word.
The
Richest,
richest.
yeah, city in Brazil, and I mean we have everything there. Everything, all the important companies are there. So it's very important city. Rio is more touristic, and
Okay.
so that's why I think that's why they chose Rio first. But Sao Paulo is more important for us. It's not that beautiful. It's just buildings and buildings and buildings, but it's very important. Very
Okay.
important.
Great. Well, we look forward to learning a lot more about Brazil as when Upland opens up one city, we see it's a hub city like we have Manhattan, and then you have Brooklyn and Bronx and Staten Island and a lot of areas around there. And I'm
Yeah.
sure we can expect that as well. They don't go into an area and just have that one city. They want to use that as a hub and expand. So that's going to be
Mhm.
really exciting to see what they start doing with Brazil. Um, One of the things that is now coming out as a new release are cars. And I don't know if anyone from your community has gotten a car. I don't know how we're going to be able to get a car from the Santa Clara manufacturing plant all the way over to Brazil per se. But if you do have a car in Brazil in Rio, and Upland has mentioned that there will be some cities that you can only reach by traveling by car. So if we do see um, Rio de Janeiro as a hub, where could you possibly take a car and drive it a couple of hours outside of Rio to a nice place, or what's around Rio that isn't in that city exactly?
Yeah, I mean we have a city called Niterói. It's in front of Rio because Rio this the sea goes here and make a curve and goes back, and Rio is in this curve, and Niterói is the other curve. So they you can see each other from the beaches. So Niterói, you have a great view from Rio, and Rio, you have a great view from Niterói. So that's a nice trip to do. You go to Niterói and see all the Rio de Janeiro stuffs. Yeah,
Interesting.
that's a good
I'm gonna
one.
have
Yeah,
to I'm gonna have to Google that and start looking around there as well. That sounds exciting.
yeah. And Niterói is very close to Rio, so maybe they expand to Niterói. Some maybe
Sure.
that's a good plan.
Now, what is one property that you would want to own in Rio? I'm sure there's hundreds, and everyone's going to be speculating on the Copacabana beach, and you have Carnival, and we mentioned the Church of Redeemer, but probably that's going to be a landmark. But what's a unique property that you would like to own for yourself?
Um, I, I mean, we have a lot of things to. I don't know. I don't know even. I don't even know where I'm gonna go first because I have a lot of things to meet. But one in particular would be the National Library in Brazil. It's a very beautiful building. It's old. I mean, the architecture is old, but it's very beautiful, and inside it is very beautiful. Also, I I went there once, and I was in love with this library. So that I think that would be great to buy. You can Google it.
I,
National
I definitely
Library in
will.
Rio.
Great.
It's very beautiful. It's a very beautiful building. So that's one of I may probably would buy it first. But we have Copacabana, we have Ipanema, we have downtown, new downtown,
Two downtowns. Yeah.
two downtowns, the old downtown and the new downtown. a lot of a lot of good. I mean, I've when I try to think about collections in Rio, I mean, I think it would have to be like 40 collections,
Wow. That's
30
what you think?
collections. We
Wow.
have a lot. But I think they are going to release just part of Rio. So
Good. Well, we'll have to wait and see on that, but it's definitely going to be exciting. Do you have anything else that you wanted to say to the primarily English-speaking community? Any questions maybe I didn't ask that I probably should have asked?
no, I just want to say thanks to everyone that supported are supporting me in this crazy path that we are taking here, right?
Yeah.
To the future of Upland. I mean, not just from Brazil. I have a lot of friends in Upland that are from everywhere. I mean, U.S., Netherlands, Japan. We
Yeah.
have a lot of friends. We can make a lot of friends. So all of them were very excited when I won the Player of the Year. So I mean, Upland is much more than a game. We can make a great good friends there. So thank you,
Yeah, absolutely. I
everyone.
mean, we got an opportunity to actually meet face to face. We were both in Genesis Week. We both traveled
Yeah.
very far to get there. You from Brazil, I
Mhm.
came from Israel, and you're right. It is more than a game. It's a community, and really getting the opportunity to see and meet like-minded people who are excited about this, not just the game, but also the
Mhm.
technologies, NFTs, the blockchain, this type of thing. I think people who really dive deep into Upland, really understand how this technology is going to be changing our world. And I
Yeah, for
definitely
sure.
see Upland as being a part of this. There's a lot of talk about metaverses, and there isn't just going to be one, but I think we're all hoping that Upland is able to continue to execute on their roadmap in order
Mhm.
to become, if not the best and the top one, but definitely one of the leading metaverses. There's
For
tons
sure.
of players from all over the world, and the fact that over 200 people traveled to Las Vegas to meet and celebrate Upland's third birthday is something that's very exciting.
It's huge. 200 people. I mean, for the first time, right? This
Yep.
was the first meeting. Yes, that was amazing. I wasn't expecting that in a game at all.
Yeah, that's not what I signed up for, but I'm
Yeah.
definitely glad I signed up and took the dive and got started in Upland. So this
Sure.
is a really exciting time, and uh, thank you very much for coming on to the show. And I look forward to chatting with you and maybe picking your brain a little bit more about Rio as it comes closer. And
Okay.
I hope that the listeners here were able to learn about a different community here in Upland. So one that
Yeah.
maybe a lot of us don't know about. So thank you for the time and thank you for telling us about Upland, Brazil.
Thank you. Thank you again for inviting me. Yeah, I'll be here anytime you want if you want to chat. If for
Great,
everyone.
great, great. Thank you, Mucida.
Thank you. Thanks.